Alright. Чат. У меня сейчас вторая тренировка будет, но уже на английском. Но вы все можете послушать. Послушать на английском, да. На английском. Тоже скитл стрянкой заразился. Взял устрик. Бля, что за скитл стрянка? Че он тут английский?
Hello.
Hello, Chris. How are you doing?
A bit tired, but yeah, good.
I am streaming right now. Do you mind if we make this session on stream?
No, sure. It's fine.
All right. Let me check your OPGG.
You
got
added
2 Diamond 2
another-
accounts.
Yeah, I'm on a roll. I added another account, which is I think Plateau now, and it's low diamond MMR, I think.
Why did you make a third account?
I had it. I just played on it for fun, you know.
So your for fun level is basically Diamond MMR.
Nah, I'm tryharding. It's like a warm up account, sort of account, you know.
And congrats, you're doing well. Let's keep it up.
Yeah.
Did you manage to get something, like change something in your routines to help you play more games in a week?
I mean, I'm trying to play at least. If I have time, I try to play 3 to 5 games a day. It's tough sometimes, but yeah. This is why I started playing a lot more on the Smurf account, because I don't care on this account, on the new one.
Mm-hmm. But just a question. Do you think it's important for you to have 2 accounts in the same elo?
No, it doesn't really matter. I just like playing on. I don't know. It always happened. I have like 6 accounts, I think. I play on 6 accounts. Yeah, it's kind of an how do you say? Maybe an addiction. But yeah, I try to keep it on the 2 main accounts, and maybe warm up game on the third, if that's okay.
Yeah, if you do that, then
Do you think it's bad to play on so many accounts?
I think you are really slowing down your progress. Because imagine like we started coaching like slightly more than a month ago, right?
Yeah.
And you only gave yourself approximately like 25 games on this account, and I think also even less on the other one.
Yeah.
Even if you won all your games, and you actually won the majority of the games on both of these accounts, you can only go so far.
Yeah.
So if you increase the amount, let's say twice, even if you lower your win rate a little bit, you're gonna go much further, but you're not giving yourself a chance to go that far. You like it's also okay, honestly, to take it slower and just get better, but it's just elo wise, it's not very efficient what you're doing.
Yeah, okay, that's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure.
All right. How do you like the new Rek'Sai?
My Rek'Sai is really rusty. I think it's been a long time since I played her. And back then you played with the old Prowler's Claw, so it was more like assassin type of playstyle.
Mm-hmm.
And now with the Bruiser thing, it's it's taking some time to get used to. So this game it felt absolutely ass playing Rek'Sai. I was like, oh my god, these guys. I struggled a lot, but in the end it was really OP. When I got like three items, I felt like it's invincible. Because the true damage when you have Conqueror stacked on the E, max level E, like level 13, is so much. It's insane. So you run around like basically Cho'Gath queuing people, Cho'Gath ulting people. It's really high. The execute is insane, and it's even nicer. I feel like than the assassin type Prowler's Claw, the old build, because you're a lot tankier and not insta die.
Okay. Sounds like it has a lot of potential, so looking forward to seeing it in my solo queues. Or rather, not looking forward to seeing it in my solo queues as a support.
What do you think about Rel?
Jungle, I think possible. The recent hotfix was extremely big, both for support and jungle.
I think it's a bit OP on support, no?
Yeah.
I don't know about jungle, but it feels like it's a bit strong right now.
I think jungle is playable, but because the champion is difficult, junglers have never played this champion. It's gonna take a while for people to catch up.
Yeah.
But as for support, yeah, she is definitely strong, especially in this meta of enchanters. She is kind of an anti enchanter, like consistent anti enchanter. Because of the W when you're in melee, like in the dismounted form, you have a point click CC. So every time you have flash, you can CC whoever in lane, and usually you win.
It's the knockback thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so let's. You have any games for me recorded?
Yes, I have this game. The early game was a bit shaky. Maybe you can enlighten me.
Yeah, I see a lot of green and goals.
I fully adapted to the Herald thing. Before I was always like, fuck Herald, who cares? And now I always try to get it like a minute 8 around that.
All right. So since everything is green, I will try to I will focus mainly on finding new problematic patterns in your gameplay, and I will like as a second thought of mine, I will try to confirm that you actually.
I think the biggest problem
with
with the Rek'Sai game was I was kind of focusing on playing the champion since I haven't played her in a while.
That makes perfect sense.
I kind of forgot the goals and timing thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you play new champs, it's hard to focus on anything else than mechanics. Yeah, Jarvan into Aphelios, nice.
I just picked it. I played with the Lissandra guy. We met in solo queue, and we have good synergy. If I play Java and he plays Lissandra, we just destroy these people.
Cool.
So I kind of just first pick it. Don't really care about if it's good or not. I also don't really know when Java is good in the game, to be honest.
Really? Okay, I can give you some thoughts when it's good. When you are playing against immobile carries, it's really good, or it's significantly better than if enemy carries are mobile.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
that's just a default. And actually, my jungler Llama Bear does not like Jarvan whatsoever. He says it's really, really weak right now. But it seems like you are having a lot of success, so just do your thing.
but it has good win rate, no? So I mean, at least in the lower elos.
Yeah, it actually does have good win rate.
Oh, it can't be
just
that bad.
Yeah, I mean, you just
I
do
think
your
the
thing.
E is really undervalued. The attack speed is kind of OP.
It's the same as like some people say Pyke is useless, but then people find success on it. So you just do your thing. Like if you see it works, it works.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like with Pyke, yeah, if you smurf with Pyke, it's OP. If
But
not,
it's like Jarvan.
kind of sucks ass.
It's like
Yeah,
Jarvan. You're like
yes,
early game sort of. If your early game sucks, then the champ is completely useless in comparison to others. Okay, this is good. Now, the way you went on this gank, let's see. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Everything is good here.
I flashed on him, so he can't flash my combo and E out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he doesn't even have E, but if I flash on him and auto him, he's dead for sure. Doesn't matter what he does.
Yep.
So this is when it got a bit rough.
Okay, let's talk about this then. Yeah, he got out. Like you can prevent him from getting out.
Yeah, I didn't block him, yeah.
The only way for him to get out is if he jumps downwards, right? If he jumps upwards, there is Lissandra. He runs straight into her. It's up to her. If he goes down, either through this wall or through that one or through this wall, you just need to be basically on this line. But it's also like it's a action specific thing, right? So now what I wanted to talk about is this, right? You don't have prior bot. Your mid lane is pushing. Like your mid lane can move, yes.
Yeah.
But you don't have prior bot. And you also didn't even check if Diana started, like what camps are up. So what's your plan here? Tell me.
I really don't know why I took the blasting con, to be honest. I mean, I think I wanted to reset and then realized she's walking up, and then I wanted to catch her in the bush. But she was faster than I expected. She's already in mid lane there, yeah. And then it's a bit disastrous.
Yeah, so after this play is done, ideally, you want to check what's up on bot lane. Like, right now is the time. There is nothing you can do about the invisible action for the next 5 seconds. You already clicked kind of to the place where he might be walking. It's time to check. It's about map awareness. Because if you actually saw her in advance and you just pressed S here, then you would, and you saw that she's half health walking to the river, it's okay to stay here. You have mid prior. She tries to contest Scuttle, you kill her. She already, like, you would see that she has 3 camps, so all her top bot side is down, so she has nothing to do. And if she walks to the river, then there is nothing else for her to do than gank or take a Scuttle. It is just lack of map awareness here. That is a problem. Holy moly. That was clean. Yeah, like we don't talk about what happened in enemy jungle. Like it was so random. It's hard.
No, let's not talk about it.
It's hard to discuss it even. But now you are coming from base. You decided to start from top, and that's fine.
Yeah, I felt like I have to do at least some camps because I'm level 3, minute 5. You know, I at least have to clear the jungle once, maybe.
Yeah, that's okay. Look at the. You're not really looking actually on the map. Like all this
He's
time.
talking to me. He's saying I can just come. So I'm kind of just want to clear as fast as I can and then walk mid.
Okay, that's okay, but
yeah,
like,
you're right. You're right.
No. Like mid lane is fine. Like I don't mind that he's giving you information. Like that's good for you. You can as well focus on something else. But what else can you focus on other than camp? Because you agree with me that looking at the camp right now is not very useful.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so, I mean, I can only auto attack, so yeah.
So there is a bot, like enemy bot lane is pushing, your bot lane has a reset, and enemy have a roaming support. Now, what do you think enemy mid laner is pinging right now when Lissandra freezes mid lane? That he needs help unfreezing it.
Yeah, maybe,
And Pyke is walking to mid lane right now. That's the information that you need before you make a decision to gank mid on this wave.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So there are also hundreds of pings. But fortunately, he does make a mistake. He stays on your side of the lane. So it turned out fine. See, did you see Diana here? Or did you sense her?
I smelled her. No, I don't know. I think I just assumed that top and jungle maybe is coming.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, I think I wasn't expecting the Cyan. I mean, he was missing, but it's kind of rare for level 4 or 5 Cyan to roam mid, you know? So I wasn't expecting him.
And you're playing together, you're making mistakes together. I think it's okay. Like it was very forced by you to stay and cover because you can't really cover. Like after this tower shot, if they want to kill her, they will kill her.
Yeah.
Maybe if she plays it better, like presses E actually and not Q on the minion wave, then she will have enough mana to play. But it is what it is. You know what? Like it would be actually so much more efficient if we were working on this together as you do with your duo on mid lane. Because right now the decisions that you're making are not yours really. Some of the decisions. You are adapting to your mid laner. But okay, let's look at this. Is the timing good of your EQ? I would say you don't want to rush it. You walk like this.
Yeah.
To make sure they see you at the last possible moment. And you don't need to flash EQ. You can just EQ because right now he forces them to stay right in front of your EQ without them seeing you. So it's a good fight. But it's fine. Like you playing that aggressively with flash is also okay. You can take it a little slower here though, for sure. Don't need to show yourself yet. You see this guy is charging hook, just walk back, wait for your EQ. If he lands the hook, you EQ out. If he hits the Q, you EQ in. But because you don't give yourself a chance, right? Because your E is still 2 seconds cooldown, Like there is no counterplay to you getting hooked.
Yeah.
Just a flip. All right, so from base straight to dragon. It's 7:10. So herald in 50 seconds. Talk to me through the process, like through your thought process here.
How to say? I think I just want to go wherever Lisandra's because she's 6. So we can, she ults and then whoever she ults, or whoever we find she ults, and then we kill them and work with the passive.
Okay. I mean, that's okay. That's one simple way of looking at the game right now. Very simple. You do, however, want to work on one of our goals. So we want to play for the objectives with the waves. And you can play for the objective for Dragon or for Herald, ideally for Herald, with Lysandra ult. So if you decide to play for Herald, first of all, do you agree that it's better to play for Herald than for Dragon here?
Yeah, you said the first Herald is better than the first Drake, so yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree then, yeah. I mean, I don't know what's better, but if you say it's better, then
okay. So the only argument for taking Drakes instead of Herald is that you can stack Drakes, and you want to stack Drakes as soon as possible because you get outscaled.
Yeah. Okay.
The argument for starting Herald is that if you have an option of starting Herald or Drake and it's at 8 minutes, it's just by default better to start Herald. Because it's already minute 8. Like you could do Drake at 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So right now it's 7:20. So if you do Drake, it's like by the time you finish Drake, Herald will spawn. So there is no point. No point playing for Dragon. And in that case, you can first try to get your level 6. Or at the very least, play on mid lane, let's say in 15 seconds or so, maybe on the next wave. Because if you kill Akshan, let's say you kill Akshan or someone right now, it's still 30 seconds to Herald. They're gonna spawn, you don't have Lysandra ult, so you give Herald because you don't have the main ultimate ability of your mid lane. The main ability.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true, yeah.
Lysandra ult is like, what, 2.5 minutes first level? So it's very, very long.
Yeah, I think it's 2 minutes, yeah.
Feels like you're kind of autopiloting here. Like you're.
Yeah, there was a bit of miscommunication. I mean, he wanted to go bot, I think, and I wanted to do Herald, and yeah. Then I realized he's in the river, and I was like, okay, I guess we are not doing it right.
All right, so
I'm trying to get 6, and then I see the top play, and I'm like, okay, we can for sure defend the Herald. We don't have to give it, but yeah.
Okay, so once this happens, like your mid laner needs to catch, your red buff is up, like you were fishing here for something. That's okay, but at some point you need to realize, okay, like the wave is gone. There is nothing to look for unless action ints. Okay, he doesn't int. You go to your red buff.
Yeah.
You take Raptors. Like, why do you not go to Herald here? Because you know you're not 6. Because Lysandra is moving bot side. And your top lane is low. Like, you basically don't go Herald at this very moment, but you can go after 2-3 camps. I'm not 100% sure when you get 6.
At 2 camps, probably, yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of walking around just blindly listening to your teammates, which is not good. And the reason why you cannot dive bot lane on the wave that Lysandra is moving on is because your bot lane already shot the wave. But you could dive your bot lane on the previous wave, though. So on this small wave that they are crashing, you could say you want to dive them, but again, like it's suboptimal. First thing should be Herald. This whole game is very messy, and it doesn't feel like you personally are in control of it.
Yeah, in the beginning for sure. That's why I wanted to show. The beginning was really
You're not making
not
any
idea.
Like it doesn't look like you're making any conscious decisions. You're just following the
No,
pings.
I'm just like, okay, what the fuck?
Like your team is looking for a dive on bot, you're starting dragon. Why is your team looking for a dive on bot? Because Diana showed mid and Pyke showed top. Like diving bot is good here. Now, if you are trying to start dragon and dive bot, it's bad here. Why is it bad? Because also it's like Cyan is mid lane and you're on the ward. So once you're on the ward, you just EQ out, take your raptors or golems and peace out. Akshan is already dead. You don't need to be here. You can also just take Scuttle, actually. It's just a lot of chaotic random decisions. Okay, so now you got your 6. Like after you got Gromp, you could say, I want to be mid lane on the wave that Lissandra is there. Actually, never mind. She has no ult. Never mind.
Yeah.
You just keep farming until her ult is up. That EQ was really bad. What does this EQ achieve?
I don't know.
Like what it achieves actually is you deny your Lissandra an opportunity to engage.
I don't think we kill. Yeah, the Diana has 9 kills. So
okay,
I'm like,
but
okay, we can't fight 2v2 at this time.
But your bot lane is moving too. Like if you're not gonna engage right now, let's say, but you can engage in 5 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
But because like look at your position, your teammate's position, they still need to clear this wave, so they have to walk up. Right now she could actually ult if you have a Q. Or right now. Yeah, now you're moving back. Now it's good. Did you?
No, I fucked it.
You kind of butchered your EQ there. It's okay. Mechanics.
If it's close to coming up, I sometimes, for some reason, always fuck it up.
Mechanics, whatever. All right, so you go from bot top. I would argue that this wave is whatever. Like it's pointless to show here. Right now you're showing when your team is pressuring them up. And that's twice as like it's like you multiply how bad it is by like 10 times. Because
what should I do here instead? I think I was kind of okay. Where do I go? I guess bot is empty, so I go bot.
Yeah, just farm camps. Wait until your Lissandra ult. Until then, you actually have a window to do your to farm up.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And because you don't show, your teammates can't like play with your pressure, or your opponents play without knowing where you are. You could be behind set, or you could be behind your bot lane on mid. Right, and the moment you show, you lose all this pressure, and enemy team can engage on your mid and on top. They just chose to engage on mid.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did clear 3 camps. You rotate to mid when Lissandra is moving as well. Really good. This is also good. Maybe I think maybe it's a little early. Like you're risking a lot here by engaging because Lissandra is not there yet. Unless you know for sure that Diana doesn't have flash.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I know. I can't say. Maybe I knew, maybe I didn't. Not sure.
Yeah, she doesn't have shutdown right now, so that kill is not particularly useful, and you know for sure that you're gonna die here if you EQ forward.
Do I? Okay.
I mean, okay. So like
I
the
was a
reason,
bit surprised that I get one shot there.
I mean,
Yeah.
the reason why I'm saying is because okay, Diana is really strong, and there are, like you knew that. Actually, you don't know where Pike is, I think, until the very last moment. Never mind.
Yeah, there he shows up. Yeah.
Okay, maybe you didn't know where Pike is because you didn't have much time to react to his W passive.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm like, okay, she is going in on the turret. Either we kill her here or never.
I mean that it's okay, but I'm saying it's suboptimal because ideally you want to play with Lissandra ult. It's still level 1 Lissandra ult, it's very long cooldown, but it guarantees kills.
Yeah.
Like this doesn't matter. Like it really doesn't matter that your Jhin dies. He is not the main guy in the team. You and Lissandra are. He just baited Diana ult and everyone's happy. You should be happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, Lissandra ult is down. You just free farm everything that you see. This is really good. Really good. Okay, Lissandra ult is up. It's a question, open question right now. Can you kill Cyan? If the answer is yes, then you go and kill Cyan. If the answer is no, you rotate Lissandra to Dragon. Because Dragon is spawning in 25 seconds.
Okay.
So for you to move Lissandra to Dragon, you need to help your push. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure here. Like, yeah,
I
you
think
need
the Cyan fucks her up.
yeah, you need to let her push. Because once you see, okay, like you don't actually look at the top. Okay, you do for a bit. So you would see that she needs to push. Normally she can just Q the wave, but Cyan might block. Actually, never mind. In the comps, you should say right now, fuck those two minions, just rotate the dragon. I need you. Because those 3 range minions don't matter. It just grease for them, I think.
Yeah.
But you find a good engage on mid. Actually, this is really good. This is the counter gank that we were talking about in our first session ever against Belvet, if you remember. When that fat Belvet was perma ganking, and I said, and we put one of your goals that if enemy jungler is far ahead and he is permanently ganking, you want to only counter gank, not gank yourself.
Yeah.
Or not only, but mainly counter gank. Right, so this is good. Let's see if you move to dragon on time. I would argue no. You want
Should I
to
help them here or what?
you want to rotate there with them, not necessarily
okay.
help them, because you might face check here some people. Like Akshan. If Akshan stays in this bush and he just EQs you, or just Qs autos you, you're gonna be half health. You have to EQ him. Right? And if you, like, I don't know, for some reason EQ miss or something, like basically you can be forced to retreat or to flip it here.
Yeah.
That's why you E here, actually, I think. Right?
Yeah.
And for that same reason, you should be staying with your team and wait until they push and then rotate together to dragon. Yeah, Akshan is really strong right now. He has 2 items. So, like, just like, I don't think we talked about it or made it a goal of yours, but basically, before you rotate to the objective that you want to take with your team, you help them push the wave. Right now, I think ideal case scenario, you stay with them to take the tower as well, and then you rotate to dragon.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, go straight mid. Was this obvious that there will be a fight on mid lane? It's not really obvious, but I guess you sensed it.
There was always a fight on mid lane, to be honest.
Okay. Now you rotate to Herald. I would argue that
And-
this Herald is not useful. This is the Herald you don't want to take. What you want to take is your full bot side jungle and full top side jungle before your Lissandra ults comes up again.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Why? Like, and the reason why I'm saying it is because it will take you as much time to take this Herald as 3 bot side camps, most likely, and you are also wasting time of your teammates. And that Herald, like, you already opened T1 mid,
Yeah.
right? That's the main thing you usually take it in for plates. And you don't have problem opening enemy mid lane because it's either easy for you to dive or it's just like the map is too volatile. Like, you can find catches anywhere. Usually you need this second herald against champions that have very good time out pushing waves, like
Okay.
Anivia, Ziggs, Xerath, champions that just sit under their tower and farm waves and poke you at the same time or something. Then you want second herald, not here. And now, because you took the herald, you cannot take. Ideally, you don't want to be taking camps. Right? This is. It's really good that you got action here, but you want to play on tempo with Lissandra ult, right? So it's very funny that you have to base and run straight bot when 6 camps are up. But that's how you play the game right now, because you took herald. So this is not good, and and because of it, you are giving up a lot of pressure on bot side. Your Lissandra doesn't play. Like, can't play without you, basically. Okay, once again, yeah. Your Lissandra needs you. Like, you looking for something here is fine. Because Lissandra is not pressuring yet, and she has some vision for herself. So on this wave, it's okay to be on mid lane. It's actually a very good decision. But now, once you know that these guys should be fine. Okay, of course there can be a fight right now on mid lane too. But ideally, what you want is just push this out and run bot. Look at Lissandra right now. Like, she's scared to walk up because she doesn't know where action is. Or she's looking for TP, but I think she's just scared. Yeah, she doesn't have a TP. Otherwise, she would TP on set E. This is really, really bad, the Herald. Once again, like, Lissandra. Lissandra is the dude you want to be next to. Your Lissandra... Okay, actually, Lissandra had TP. Maybe you communicated it.
I couldn't tell. I don't remember.
Okay. Okay, let's look again on the Herald. So you got Aphelios just now. You are at best 4v4 here because Seth is very far. He's actually not coming. It can be okay, but it looks very forced. Do you see an alternative play here on the map after you got Aphelios?
I mean, we could go bot, or we could go bot.
Yes.
Or just reset. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, I have the Herald. He's dead. Let's go.
But you do have a lot of gold. Your teammates have some, probably either. Lissandra is basing it now too. So the correct play in my eyes here is just push this way fast and run bot together with Lissandra and pressure together, shadow her.
Okay. I think this is where the game is basically won. I'm so fat now.
Yeah. It indeed looks won. Okay, so let's look at the map. What do you think the next step is?
I mean, Drake is spawning and we're setting up for Drake and then do Drake. Yeah, maybe it's a Baron angle, no? Because we have no Drake, so it doesn't really matter for us if we get one.
Yeah, I would say you want, like, the only way. Let's look at it the other way around. Is there a way for opponents to come back fast into the game? What's the best thing they can do to come back
I mean,
fast?
they want the soul for sure. If they get the soul, they're strong.
I would say the first priority should be to deny them Nasher, and then indeed to deny them a Drake. But if they get Nash on spawn or something, you are in big trouble. And right now, by the looks of it, Lissandra without TP is going bot, and you are also going bot.
Yeah.
So your calls in voice should be, hey, like, we can't open bot, we cannot go bot lane, we cannot show ourselves bot lane. We should together go through mid and secure some vision on top side. You place your pink ward on Baron, take a scuttle maybe, look for a catch somewhere, and then you rotate to Dragon, if you can't do Nash. But this is wrong. Like, the fact that Lissandra is going bot is very wrong. This is the only way for you guys to lose.
Okay.
This is going to be, like, right now, you are face checking, right?
Yeah, I'm really scared that they do. I see that they have a fat action. I'm like, okay, they can one-shot the Baron.
Yeah. You kind of missed this in game. It seems like you reacted to it, but alone, not with your duo.
Yeah.
So you actually did what I said, just a little bit later without your duo. You took the scuttle, got some vision.
I realized a bit too late. Yeah.
Now you're going to contest the dragon. Everything good. Really nice. 1v9 the fight. Good. Okay, so you got Baron. I think last time we watched the game on Gragas, and you were a little bit lost in the very late game on how to push the advantage. You were like 20 kills or something.
Yeah.
That game, to be honest, was really, really hard. It wasn't really up to you, but let's see how you are doing now once you are very strong and you have Baron. Okay, so making mistakes already. It's not necessarily you who is making mistakes, but I'm just judging by pings, right? You are pinging on the wave, on that particular wave to play on. And you don't have people on that wave. I'm also not sure if Seth has TP. I didn't see one TP from him this game.
I think he doesn't. I'm not sure. I think he played Ignite maybe.
Okay, so if he doesn't have TP, then you are only playing mid top. For some, I don't know, like it's it's really, really bad. Like, it's not really, really bad, but it's bad because on the other side there are 2 towers.
Yeah.
But alternative is to play 4v5.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And maybe you feel strong enough to play 4v5, that then you can go bot, indeed. But I would say...
What's the idea here? I felt like we have 2 turrets left bot, so let's go, take the gold, and then see.
Yeah, this is normal macro. I'm just trying to figure out the solo queue macro in this particular game. I suppose that Seth is pressuring hard enough for you to get time to get 2 towers while he's fighting the opponents, because eventually they will answer and kill him, most likely.
I think he's strong enough. No one can answer him solo, I think. He was really strong.
Yeah, and you guys should be strong enough to play 4v5 fights, I think.
Yeah.
Alright, then you want to wait until the next spawning waves, because your Lissandra is late.
Okay.
So these waves you cannot use because Lissandra is just coming out of base. So the next waves that are coming from base, you can use. And Lissandra should be the one going on side, and you should be covering her. What you're doing right now here is basically playing mid top, which is the initial proposition that I suggested.
Yeah.
It's not particularly bad. It's just you're losing out on 2 towers. But your main objectives at this point is just 2 inhibs, either top, mid, or mid bot. Okay. Like your engage here was really decisive, actually, very good. Very, very good. Do you need to reset after this? Yeah, you do. You do. Enemies are spawning. Now you go bot side. This is fine. You kind of want to focus on action, I think, because he is the strongest champ. I'm not sure if Aphelios is fed here.
Not as fat as Akshan, for sure.
And Akshan already showed in a position where he is for sure dead. Right?
Yeah. I got distracted. We saw him. I wanted to go bot, but then the Jin insisted on camping the bush. So I was like, okay, let's do this.
And he was probably not paying attention to bot. Wow. AD carry very balanced. Okay, so let's look at the last fight, I guess. If it is the last one.
I think, yeah.
Okay. You're playing mechanically really well these fights. In situations like this, when you know that you cannot end, and you know because these 3 are spawning before you can take even second tower,
Yeah.
you want to take inhib. Inhib.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, for sure, yeah. I wasn't... I think I didn't notice the inhib.
Like rule of thumb, if you can take 2 towers, it's better than inhib. Usually, because it opens up a window for a backdoor.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just inhib. Looks like you are really enjoying the game.
It's a bit of the
4 slots, Jarvan, just 1v4 engaging. Like your team is miles away. Swain is dead. You're like, okay, yes, it is my time to shine.
It is. Look, what can I do?
And props to you. You are actually playing really well on your items. Just 30 game, first 6 levels were, or rather, like level 4, 5, 6 were very questionable decisions by you.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah.
You have another game?
I have one more. Yeah.
Okay, so talking about this game, was this this game that my cursor is on?
Wait 1 second. Mm, Not sure. No, we won that game. The way I typed intit above is a different game, I think.
Okay, which game was that?
Let me check. It must have been
The Aram Gaming.
not after the Aram Gaming, I think. Maybe Let me see. I can.
Yeah, just check. It's important to see how you.
It's the one before the intit. It's
Okay,
the
this one.
yeah. It must have been. I had 11 kills. No.
Wait.
No. It was the Aram Gaming. It was the first Javan game I played. 12-6-31.
Okay.
It was the Aram Gaming. There were like, I don't know, 60 kills in 20 minutes or something.
All right, so let's just check these goals. Herald when you have priors, level 6 versus level 5 enemies, like when enemies commit to dragon. Okay, so neither of this.
I did
last
this,
two
to be
scenarios?
honest. I did the Herald thing. I did it for every game because I felt like I always think about it, and when I can do it, I do it. But in retrospect, looking at the game, this is not a green. This is not a green box. I think this is
Yeah.
more like a dark red box.
Yeah, this one was for sure could be optimized because you actually had the resources, right? You had Lysandra level 6 with all, like that is the strongest thing you can have on Herald.
Yeah.
You just chose to kind of play for bot side and all that, or maybe you got dragged by your teammates into it. Either way. Shadow, the strongest side laner, like you saw, like for 2 minutes straight, you had an option to play with Lysandra on side, and that Lysandra with ult was sitting under her T2 because you couldn't, because you didn't help, you didn't shadow her. You decided.
I mean, it was Aram Gaming, so
yeah, you decided to play Aram on mid lane though. Like at some point, you could have just retreated. Like remember the time with when you have Herald, you can just base and run bot. Your Lysandra is sitting under T2 and waiting for you.
yeah.
Okay, let's think about waves. Which wave to play on? I think this one is relatively irrelevant. You're thinking this game. You should be thinking to play when your Lysandra has ult, and you did that. When enemy jungler ganks a lot, this is a really good game in this goal regard. Like enemy jungler was fed, and you did play for counter ganks. Time flashes.
In these 4 games, I started even like getting the minutes and seconds. You know, I don't know how to say, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the timer when the flash is up again and stuff. I even did that for the flashes I saw.
Yep, and
by the way, I have a question. How do I know if they have Cosmic Insight or not? Or can I even know?
Check OPGG.
Except for that.
Cannot.
I feel like this is kind of annoying.
It is.
Because when you play like custom games or scrims or whatever, or Prime League, you can't check OPGG.
You just assume that they have Cosmic. You just assume. Unless they have cookies on, and like if they have cookies and it's AD carry.
Cookies and boots is kind of default for
AD carries.
For laners, no?
For AD carries for sure. For mid lanes most of the time. For supports almost never. You go cookies and Cosmic on most of them.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah.
And look at the map and lanes when you clear. That was fine, but I want to add something to it as well. Now it's not just when you clear. It's it should also be when you are just after, like when you don't have much to do. So remember the time when you were fighting on mid lane and you were running after action? Before you enter kind of dangerous territory, or like let's say I'm calling dangerous territory river that you don't have vision in and that opponents might be walking. Like in those situations, as well as in general, like by default, you should be checking what are opponents up to, kind of, because at that moment you kind of tunneled, but you don't have any actions to do. You know, like you don't see the guy, you're just walking after him blindly, and you are spending 5 seconds just looking at your screen, hoping that he pops up.
This is painfully true. Yeah.
It's It's very similar when you are like long chasing. Let's say after someone who is probably dead. I'm gonna just try to visualize it for you. Like there are sometimes situations like this. So remember that you were here with Akshan and here with Jin, and Akshan showed on board. So this would be a very long chase. And while you are running after him, like this time, this takes like maybe 12 seconds to chase. While you're running after him, you can look everywhere else. You know, like you can look what are these guys up to? Are they walking it? Are they going after you? So that you can plan ahead.
It's gonna take so much brain power, you know.
But it's a habit. Like you have a habit of checking everything, like checking mid top, the next lane you're planning to gank.
Yeah.
After when you're doing camp, it's very similar.
Yeah.
But indeed, it will take a lot more. But now that we've made the first step, checking map on your camps, let's make another one. Let's do it. Let's try to bring it to a default state that you're checking the lanes. So let's call it. I'll call it default mode. So whenever, like, not a default mode is when you have a straightforward thing to do at this very moment and it requires your attention. For example, you are sitting in the bush and waiting for and looking for an opportunity to gank. You need to see that that enemy Akshan missteps, or he uses his E, or you're waiting for a counter gank. You are just looking at your lane, or at the lane you're counter ganking and waiting for Diana to show up, or Y to flash Q or something. That's the time when you are not in default mode. Like that's the time when you are actively that you need 100% of your brain right there.
Yeah.
Default mode is when you're walking through the river where you have vision, or through the jungle where you have vision. There is no reason not to look anywhere else, basically.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Let's focus on this, on the basic one. When you don't need attention, don't need focus whatsoever. Like when the clicking elsewhere does not require any focus at all. That's when you want to look everywhere else. And this game, I don't want to make a goal that you should not autopilot. I think other games that we watched, you always were making decisions.
Yeah.
Even if decisions were not particularly good, you had your reasoning behind them. But this game, it was a lot of autopilot. You were really getting dragged into things that you should not be just easily dragged to. It's like some of my students get to master and they're like, okay, I really hope that the master elo is much better. That's why I'm just following my team around. You know,
I guess you can say that. Yeah. This is true. Yeah.
And suddenly all their good habits are gone. They are just playing for the team again.
Yeah. This is so true. Damn. Yeah, you're 100% right. Because in my mind, it's like, okay, maybe even if it's not optimal, it's better if we do it together, you know. But yeah, you're right. If it's int, there's no reason for me to just blindly follow.
Yep.
Because this was 100% situation where I was just like blindly following.
Yeah. Like right now, it's okay to fish. Like I explained in the review, this is okay to fish for a bit, and after this, you should have a clear goal, and you should inform your team about it. And the goal should be around Herald, because it's also our goal, like one of our goals that we made for you.
How would you communicate that? Would you ping, or would you even type?
Here, I would say we do Herald. I do, like, you can ping this camp, this camp, this camp into Herald. Or if you are sure that you need 2 camps, then you ping 2 camps into Herald.
Do people notice this? Because I feel like every time I do it, doesn't matter.
Usually people notice it. Yes.
Okay.
You can also say I do 3 camps and herald, and that's it. Like if your team after that decides to make a play on both sides, that's fine. You can adapt to it, but you have your priorities.
Okay. Yeah, I try doing this. Yeah.
Like right now, like even right, like let's think of it. You actually had this in mind. It looks like, because you are checking top, you're not checking bot. You're not thinking of a dive on bot.
No.
You're checking. Okay, so right now you see that Akshan has very low mana. He needs to base. Cyan died. So Pike is top lane. Pike. Okay, the only problem I guess is Pike, but Akshan wants to reset. So if
At first it looked really good, yeah. When he killed the Cyan and got out, I was like, okay, this is free.
Yeah, but what I'm leading to is you, like, even after he died, you still, if you have this goal to play for Herald, just do 2 camps, get 6, and you can still play Herald, because Akshan needs to reset. Your Lissandra can stay on mid lane on next wave. If your duo knew about it, then it's an easy Herald setup. Because you just, like, literally the only difference between your team and their team is that you have mid prio. But they have a support that roamed. Then you also can move your support. Like, if he knows about your plan, he can also move.
Yeah.
Alright, so do you have another game for me?
I think I already sent it to you.
Oh yeah, I see. Okay, so you're doing full clear. Is your full clear justified? Let's see.
I don't think I full clear. I think I do 3 into red.
Okay, why are you doing 3 camps bot and let's say not 3 camps top?
I think it was because of the invade.
Oh wait,
I think they invaded.
I might have missed it.
I think there were a lot of people, and I was like, okay, I kind of have to defend my bot side. I don't know if that's even optimal. I really hate when this happens, when they randomly decide to 5-man into my bot side. I'm like, guys, come on.
Actually, in one of our first sessions, you were very vocal about how you don't like when your early game plans are disrupted by random invades and.
Yeah, I hate it so much.
Yeah, I think you don't necessarily need to go here, because it's not really a flip, because you can eat, and you will see, but you don't, like, you want to pass towards bot by default, unless.
Also, the Ezreal started E, so I was like, okay, these guys are kind of fucked anyways.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But maybe you're still right. I mean, he gets level 2 for sure, so it's still fine, I think.
Nah, like your point. I think your point is fine. Like since he indeed started E, then there is nothing for you to look for on bot. The opponent
also just looked so juicy, the wave on top, and also the jacks. So I started the game playing for top, and I felt like it's really good here because the Shen got really fucked.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my bot lane kind of decided we sprint this. Also, the flash is like.
I respect that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, thank God this works.
I really respect that. That was ballsy and good. That was a very good move. I do want you here, though, after you've done your camp, to look on it. You're playing duo, right? Why?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just checked him and you saw that Swain is in her face.
Yeah.
How come you don't make a decision here to go on
the top wave. Look at the top wave. The Shen has like.
But were you looking at top wave? Wait a second.
No, you see it. You see it. When I do red, I think the Nunu walks top and he kills the Shen, so I'm like, okay.
But you are not looking at top wave when you are.
Not yet.
Okay. But you're making a decision to start red buff based on what?
I want the red buff.
Yeah.
That's that simple. I'm like, okay, we can do. I don't have the full clear. I'm fine, but I at least need the red buff. I can't play without the red buff.
Like you're